Introduction: The simple secret to better sleep. Have you ever noticed how your body feels different depending on how you sleep? Maybe you wake up feeling stiff after lying on your back all night. Or perhaps sleeping on your stomach leaves you with a sore neck. Some people naturally prefer curling up in a fetal position, while others stretch out like a starfish. But have you ever thought about which position is actually best for your health? As we get older, sleep becomes more important than ever. A good night's rest helps with everything from digestion to heart health, yet so many of us struggle with tossing and turning. What if the key to sleeping better wasn't a fancy mattress or expensive pillows, but something as simple as which side you sleep on? There's an old Zen teaching that suggests sleeping on your left side could be the key to better health, deeper rest, and even a greater sense of inner peace. This ancient wisdom has been passed down for centuries, and modern science is starting to back it up. Today, we're going to explore a fascinating story about a wise monk named Shinzo, who lived in a peaceful monastery high in the mountains of Japan. One evening, under the soft glow of the moon, he shared a simple yet powerful lesson with his disciples, one that could change the way they slept forever. What you're about to learn might surprise you, and it just might transform your nights, from restless to rejuvenating. So get comfortable, and let's dive into the story of why sleeping on your left side might be one of the best decisions you ever make. The Zen story. The monk's secret to restful sleep high in the misty mountains of Japan, nestled between ancient cherry blossom trees and tranquil ponds, stood a centuries-old Buddhist monastery. Here, among the rustling bamboo groves and the gentle chime of wind bells, lived a group of monks dedicated to the pursuit of wisdom, balance, and inner peace. Their lives were simple, rising with the sun, meditating by the lotus pond, and ending their days in quiet contemplation. Among them was Shinzo, a wise and elderly monk whose presence alone could calm even the most restless of souls. He had spent decades studying not just the scriptures but also the rhythms of life itself, how the body, mind, and spirit were deeply interconnected. His disciples admired him, not just for his knowledge, but for his serene energy, as if he carried within him the very essence of peace. One particular evening, the monastery was bathed in the silver glow of the full moon. The air was crisp, carrying the faint scent of blooming jasmine. Shinzo's disciples had gathered in the main hall, seated cross-legged on their woven tatami mats, eager to listen to their master's teachings. As the flickering lanterns cast long shadows across the wooden beams, Shinzo cleared his throat and spoke in his soft, measured voice. "Tonight, my dear disciples, I will share with you a simple secret. One that has been practiced for centuries, yet few truly understand. It is not a grand ritual nor a complex technique. In fact, it is something so natural that you have done it every single night without thinking." The young monks exchanged glances, intrigued. What could their master be speaking of? Shinzo smiled, his eyes twinkling with quiet amusement. For thousands of years, Buddhist monks have followed one small but significant habit. When they sleep, they rest on their left side, and they do so with great intention. This choice is not random, nor is it merely a matter of comfort. It is rooted in deep understanding of how our bodies function and how we can align ourselves with the flow of nature. A murmur of curiosity rippled through the room. Some of the disciples had never considered the importance of their sleeping position. They had always assumed that sleep was simply a time for rest, not realizing that even in slumber the body continued its silent, intricate work. Seeing their curiosity, Shinzo continued. "Let me ask you something," he said, his voice calm and patient. "When you eat a nourishing meal, do you not consider what foods will best support your body? When you breathe during meditation, do you not focus on your breath to bring clarity and calm? So why, then, do we not give the same attention to how we sleep?" The disciples nodded thoughtfully. It made sense. They had spent years learning how. Mindful eating, mindful breathing, and mindful movement could enhance their well-being. Why should sleep be any different? Shinzo continued, his voice steady as the night breeze outside. The way we sleep affects the way we wake, and the way we wake shapes the way we live. If you wish to rise each morning with energy, clarity, and ease, you must first understand the best way to rest. He paused for a moment, letting the weight of his words settle in the air. Then, with a knowing smile, he leaned forward slightly. Now, let me tell you why sleeping on your left side is the key to a healthier body and a more peaceful mind. A hush fell over the hall. The disciples sat up straighter, fully engaged, ready to absorb every word. The first benefit. The River of Life Shinzo closed his eyes briefly, as if listening to the wind outside before speaking again. Imagine a river, he began, flowing gently through a vast landscape. This river carries life, nutrients, water, and energy to every corner of the land. But if the river becomes blocked, what happens? The land dries up, one disciple answered. Exactly, Shinzo said with a nod. Our bodies, too, have a river within them. This is known as the lymphatic system, a silent, powerful force that removes waste and toxins from our bodies, and this river flows predominantly on the left side of our body. The disciples listened intently. Shinzo explained that sleeping on the left side helped this internal river function at its best, allowing the body to naturally detoxify as they slept. It was as if sleeping in this position cleared the path for purification, much like a flowing stream washing away fallen leaves. The second benefit, the inner temple of digestion. With a serene expression, Shinzo placed his hand gently over his stomach. The stomach and pancreas are like the deities of our internal temple, he said. They work tirelessly to nourish us, breaking down food, absorbing nutrients, and giving us strength. But just like any sacred practice, they need the right environment to work in harmony. He explained that the stomach is naturally positioned on the left side of the body. By sleeping on the left, gravity helps food move smoothly through the digestive system, making it easier for the body to absorb nutrients and eliminate waste. When we sleep on our left side, we honor our digestive system, allowing it to function with grace and efficiency. The monks nodded in understanding. They had long been taught that food was sacred. Now they realized that how they rested after eating was just as important as what they consumed. The third benefit, a heart at peace. Shinzo placed his hand over his chest and spoke in a voice filled with warmth. The heart, he said, is the ruler of our body. It works without rest, beating steadily, carrying the rhythm of life itself. Should we not make its work easier? He explained that the aorta, the main artery that carries blood from the heart, curves to the left. Sleeping on the left side allows blood to flow more freely, reducing pressure on the heart and improving circulation. When we sleep this way, we give our heart a gentle embrace, Shinzo continued. We allow it to rest even as it continues its work. And in doing so, we wake with a heart that is lighter, stronger, and at peace. A silence filled the room. The disciples placed their hands over their hearts, feeling the steady rhythm of life within them, a lesson that extends beyond the monastery. As the lanterns flickered, Shinzo looked at his disciples with deep affection. This practice is not just for monks. It is a gift for all who seek harmony in their bodies and minds. Whether you are young or old, strong or weary, you can embrace this simple wisdom. He then shared stories of elderly monks who had followed this practice for decades, finding greater flexibility, deeper meditation, and a profound sense of well-being. This, he said, is the beauty of small changes. A simple shift in the way you rest can transform the way you live. The disciples sat in quiet reflection, absorbing the lesson. That night, as they retired to their rooms. Many of them did something they had never done before. They consciously turned to their left side as they drifted into sleep. And in the days that followed, they began to notice the difference: deeper sleep, easier digestion, and a newfound lightness in their hearts. The wisdom of their master was no longer just words. It was something they could feel in their very being. The health benefits. Why sleeping on your left side matters. As the full moon cast its silver glow over the monastery, Shinzo's disciples sat attentively, eager to absorb the wisdom their master had promised to share. The air was still. The only sound was the faint rustling of the trees outside. Shinzo looked at them warmly and spoke in a voice that was both soft and commanding. My dear disciples, the way we sleep is as important as the way we eat, breathe, or meditate. For centuries, monks have slept on their left side, not by chance, but because it aligns with the natural rhythms of the body. This simple choice has profound effects on our health and well-being. He paused for a moment, letting his words sink in. Let me tell you why this practice is so powerful, he continued. When you sleep on your left side, your body finds balance. Your heart, your digestion, your circulation, all benefit from this small yet meaningful adjustment. Shinzo gestured to a young monk seated nearby. Imagine a river flowing gently through the valley. The water moves easily, carrying away debris and nourishing the land. But if a rock blocks its path, the flow is disrupted and stagnation begins. Our bodies work in the same way. The lymphatic system, which removes toxins, is more efficient when we sleep on our left side, allowing the body to naturally cleanse itself overnight. The monks nodded thoughtfully. They had never considered that sleep itself could assist in detoxification. And what of digestion? Shinzo continued. The stomach and pancreas rest naturally on the left side of the body. By sleeping this way, you encourage proper digestion and allow gravity to help move food smoothly through the intestines. Have you ever felt discomfort after a meal? Perhaps it is because you were lying in a way that worked against your body rather than with it. One of the older monks, who had struggled with indigestion, raised an eyebrow in understanding. So, sleeping on the left side aids digestion even while we rest? He asked. Shinzo smiled. Yes. The body is always working, even as we sleep. And when we make choices that support it, we wake up feeling lighter, more refreshed. He then placed a hand over his chest. Now consider the heart. It is positioned slightly to the left. When we sleep on our left side, we allow the heart to pump blood more easily, reducing strain and improving circulation. This is why many who adopt this practice notice that they wake feeling more energized. The heart, like all things, benefits from balance and ease. The monks listened intently, each beginning to connect the dots between this ancient wisdom and their own experiences. Breathing, too, is affected, Shinzo went on. Many who suffer from snoring or shortness of breath find relief simply by sleeping. On their left side, the airways remain clearer, and the lungs expand more freely. A well-rested body breathes deeply and smoothly, just as a still pond reflects the sky. One disciple, who often woke up feeling breathless, nodded with newfound awareness. He had never considered that the way he slept might be contributing to his discomfort. Shinzo leaned forward, lowering his voice slightly. Finally, sleeping this way nurtures the spine. When we align our bodies with gravity, our joints and muscles relax. We wake without stiffness, without the aches that so often accompany restless sleep. The body, when supported correctly, heals itself. A quiet hush fell over the hall. The monks absorbed these words, realizing that something as simple as the way they rested each night could shape their overall health and well-being. Shinzo's gaze softened. This practice is not just for monks. It is for anyone seeking balance, peace, and health. Tonight, when you lay down to sleep, try it. Let your body find its natural rhythm, and in the morning, notice the difference. One of the younger monks hesitated before speaking. Master, what if someone struggles to stay on their left side during the night? Shinzo nodded in understanding. It is natural for the body to shift in sleep. If you wish to encourage the habit, place a pillow behind your back for support. Even if you roll over time, your body will grow accustomed to the new position. Small steps lead to lasting change. Another monk spoke up. Master, does this practice help with joint pain as well? Indeed, Shinzo replied. Sleeping on. The left side aligns the spine naturally, reducing pressure on the lower back and hips. It prevents unnecessary strain, allowing the body to wake free from discomfort. As the night deepened, Shinzo's voice took on a softer, more meditative tone. Remember, my dear disciples, sleep is not just about closing our eyes. It is about restoration, about harmony. The way we sleep shapes the way we live. Treat your rest as a sacred practice, and your body will reward you with vitality. That night, as the monks prepared for bed, they did so with intention. As they rested on their left side, they embraced the wisdom their master had shared, not just as knowledge, but as a practice that could transform the way they lived. And so, in the quiet of the monastery, a lesson passed down through generations, found new life in the hearts of those who listened. And beyond the monastery walls, this wisdom traveled, touching lives, bringing rest, and offering a path to greater harmony, one night at a time.